Hey, what's up guys, Bajheera here. So I'm going to do a 2v2 commentary for you guys in this video. We did a ton of 2s while I was capping out this week, and since I got a couple upgrades for my computer, I'm able to Fraps and stream at the same time, which means a lot more Fraps quality footage for you guys, and a lot more videos just in general, because now I'm just going to be spamming you guys until all kinds of arena. Anyway, so my shaman gets put in the middle of a Ring of Frost. The mage is popping cooldowns here, and I don't really like that, so I'm going to fear him real fast and pop my own cooldowns, just to see if I can get him to Ice Block, because I think I can. Got a few stacks of Heroic Strike, Taste for Blood, so I'm going to get him to block, shatter his block immediately, and continue my pressure while I still have cooldowns up. This is going to make them think twice about exerting pressure on us. Maybe have to play a little bit more defensively so we can stay on our feet and not get too far behind. I'm going to reflect this Polymorph, and I'm going to charge the Shaman's heal, leap back in, try to stop his Frost Bomb, but nothing really I can do about it because I'm out of my pummel, and I'm not currently spec'd into the Disrupting Shout. I'm using Staggering Shout right now just to, I like the idea of a root and then just practice different specs. So right now I'm running a Juggernaut, Staggering Shout, a Hindering Strike spec, so I can be in the fight pretty often with a charge that's going to be up every 12 seconds, and I can slow people with my Heroic Strike and Cleave and then root them, so it's pretty good against everybody, especially I'm running KFC right now, and so if we can root somebody in the middle of the map with a Shockwave, Hindering Strikes, root, that's 9 seconds when they're in the map, and that's going to be a lot of damage taken. So anyway, against the mage, it's pretty good because they can blink your stuns, but then you can catch them in a root, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to hop over here in the middle of the map, follow this mage along with his shaman. His shaman's going to try to push over towards my shaman, maybe for some stuns or some hexes, but right now, not really all that worried about that. I am going to pummel this mage's sheep because I don't feel like being sheeped, and I'm just going to keep exerting my pressure. My mindset is to just pretty much stick on this mage. I don't really want to hit the shaman all that much unless we get in a position like this where the mage does run away from me, and then I might hit the shaman for just for a second, spread some pressure. But I do know that mages can do quite a bit of damage to shamans if left alone, so I don't really want to leave my shaman, even though Poisty is a beast, I don't really want to leave him all alone with this mage. So the mage does block here, and instead of just sitting around hitting his water elemental or something, I'm going to go hit the shaman instead, spread some pressure around. So I get stuck in a ring, no trinket, but Poisty also gets stuck in a ring, so not really able to capitalize on this mage being really, really low. He decides not to evocate there. So he's going to remain low, and I'm going to charge the shaman to interrupt the heal, but then I get Nova'd, so I can't heroic cleave to this mage. I didn't even have my intervene up, so I couldn't get out of the root, unfortunately. So I can't really stop this hex. Poisty does get hexed. I'm at about half health. I don't think I need to pop any cooldowns because Poisty's back out of that hex and we're in good shape. I'm going to charge the heal, Shockwave the Polymorph. I'm not going to reflect this Polymorph because the mage is half health and I don't really want to heal him up to full with a reflected Polymorph. Right here I'm going to root the mage. Love that root. It's a pretty fun little mechanic to have a root back. So I'm going to pop my DPS trinket, try to get some damage on this mage, intervene to Poisty, get out of the root, pummel the sheep so he can't blink. Right now I'm going to get deep frozen and I'm going to trinket it really fast and execute before that slow healing wave goes off. So I am able to get a kill on that mage, pretty much just by riding him the whole time and rotating CC on that shaman as much as possible. So keep in mind that these are 2s, a wide variety of skill levels, and a lot of times me and Poisty will just play 2s for fun. However, I do hear a lot of you guys asking for sort of like tips videos, something like that, so this is one of the kinds of tips videos I really enjoy making. Even though it's just arena commentary over something like 2s, I still think that newer players do have quite a lot to learn from videos like this. I used to, when I was sort of first learning to play WoW, and even now I would watch arena commentaries and just arena videos in general and study those, and it helped me out a lot. So hopefully these videos are helpful to you guys, or if nothing else, just entertaining. So in this match, we're going to be fighting the exact same team. Last time we killed the mage, so in the interest of changing it up and having some fun, I'm going to try to kill the shaman this time. I'm going to charge him, hamstring, root him. Just try to get damage up early, but he is going to NS hex me. Not a big deal. Poisty's going to dispel me like a ninja, and I'm going to intervene to Poisty, charge the heal, right back on the shaman. The mage is trying to do his best to peel with Polymorph. Shaman's trying to stun me off of him, but I'm getting on DR for lots of different CCs, so it's just about time for me to start popping cooldowns. The mage is trying to get some damage up on me, maybe set up with some Frost Bombs, set me up into a deep to do his damage, but I'm going to pop my cooldowns on the shaman. I am going to go a little bit LOS with my shaman here, but I'm going to fear, almost get a kill. The shaman's going to drop his Spirit Link. Rather than killing the Spirit Link, I'm just going to keep hitting the shaman. The mage isn't even in it, so it's not really helping their team out that much. I'm going to Shockwave the shaman, jump over the ring, pummel his Healing Surge, but I'm Nova'd again. The mage is trying to Polymorph, but luckily Poisty's on top of it with his Grounding Totems and his Wind Shears. So the mage is having a really hard time getting a Polymorph off on either one of our teammates. So Poisty's going to Hex the mage. There's nothing the shaman can do about it right now because he's trying to cast a Hex on my shaman. Poisty does get Hexed, but since we put out so much pressure on their team, we've got them all on their back foot. Poisty does have an Earth Bind totem down, so I'm able to root their entire team, including the Fire Elemental. That's a pretty cool thing about Staggering Shout, is it does root anybody who's slowed. So if you have something like a Earth Bind totem, it can slow the entire team. So the Shaman's trying to fake me here. I'm not biting just yet. I want to see if he can. I want to see how long he's trying to fake. I do bite on that heal right there because he's about half health, and I thought he would need a heal, but he doesn't need it quite yet. So I'm gonna Shockwave him since he faked me, and I'm just gonna sit here and keep doing damage. The mage is trying to spam polymorphs. It's not going so well for him because he can't really catch either of us in it. I'm gonna blitz stun them and catch the heal, pummel the polymorph, and kill him. So that was a pretty fun game. Lots and lots of pressure that you can apply as a warrior, and if you have a healer like Poisty, he's going to keep you at a lot of CC and prevent a lot of the CC himself with his Wind Shear's grounding totems, and even pump out some CC of his own. So up against these guys, this is probably one of my favorite matches to fight. Healer DPS, just always a blast, and for some reason I just really like fighting Holy Paladin DKs because a lot of times they're kind of squishy and they're susceptible to CC. So it's a strong comp. I realize there's a lot of really strong Frost Death Knight Holy Paladins out there that can go a really long game, but Poisty and I used to struggle with these guys when Poisty was under geared on his Shaman, because not these guys in particular, but this team, because Frost Death Knights could just tunnel him to the ground and put out a lot of damage on him. But now Poisty's gotten a little bit stronger. I've even gotten a little bit more gear, so we can do some pretty fun things like Fear, Shockwave, and then just explode DKs. So that was pretty fun. Paladin didn't quite have a chance to bubble, didn't quite have a chance to use his trinket, but that's because warrior cooldowns plus the Shaman Stormlash totem is a pretty frightening thing to see. So that's just kind of like a little fun game that we added in there. This game actually, it's against an Affliction Warlock Fire Mage, and I'm actually surprised at how well Affliction Warlock's doing. But these guys, they're currently the rank 1 team on our Cyclone Battle Group. Not this mage, but that's just his ult. So these guys are currently rank 1 on our Cyclone Battle Group running this comp with Resto, I believe. So they're doing well. Good players for sure. Making some sort of lesser used specs, that being Affliction and Fire. Lesser used specs being pretty effective. So they know what they're doing. But our comp is pretty tanky, so we're able to play a little bit defensive. I do see them trying to set up on Poisty, so I'm going to Zerka Rage this Sphere, safeguard Poisty to try to reduce some damage on them. And Poisty's going to pop cooldowns for me, popping a Stormlash totem. So I do see that they're applying pressure to Poisty, so I'm going to pop my cooldowns, get this mage to Ice Block, switch to the lock immediately, and make them think twice about what they're trying to do to my Shaman. So now I'm going to start taking a little bit of damage. They fear Poisty. He does not have a Tremor Totem for this one, and I'm Dragon's Breath in the middle of the map. This gives them a chance to get a full row of dots on me, and probably even be able to CC Poisty out of that fear. So they counterspell Poisty. I'm sitting in the middle of the map with my Die by the Sword up. I do get deep frozen here, which could get really scary with all these Pyroblasts coming in. But I'm in defensive stance. I've got a cooldown pop. I'm probably going to be okay for right now, because Poisty has also popped his Ascendance. So a lot of healing coming out for us, even though I'm staying kind of low. I see a sheep getting casted on me. I'm going to reflect the first one. He trinkets and immediately starts casting another sheep. I probably should have LOS that one, but I'm going to have to eat this now since I did. Anyway, I'm able to heroic leap across the map because the mage is just sitting there trying to cast Scorch on me. Not a whole lot he can do at this point. He's sort of expended his peels, and I'm able to heroic leap across the map. Poisty gets the lock in a Capacitor Totem stun, and we're able to land a kill. And another Capacitor's Totem stun because mages like to mess around after the games. I'm pretty sure all mages do that. Like whenever you kill one of their partners, or you know, in 2s or 3s, they'll always try to play it out because you never know with mages. They might be able to 2v1 or who knows. Regardless, same team this time. We're gonna try to get in their face, not let them get a portal down. The lock's gonna pop cooldowns immediately, trying to get some. I think it's called Dark Soul now. Dark Soul dots. It used to be Demon Soul. I'm trying to get some Demon Soul dots up. I'm gonna heroic leap around the pillar, trying to just chase this lockdown because hitting the lock went pretty well last time. Although they might be trying to kill Poisty this time because they're all in the middle of the map. I'm going to fear the mage. He's going to will the Forsaken the fear. The Warlock has his shield up at the moment, but I'm going to keep hitting him. They're not peeling me quite just yet. I'm going to root them, and I'm going to stun them both. There's probably a little bit of overlap, but it's all good. The Warlock's going to pop his heal at this point, and the mage is going to pop cooldown. So I'm going to switch to the mage because I really don't want to let him just pour all kinds of damage into us while he has his cooldowns pop. Hit him with a big heroic strike, but I think he altered time, so he didn't take too much damage at the end. Anyway, I'm getting CC'd a little bit here. Got a lot of dots, so I could get switched to it at this point, but they are probably going to try to hit Poisty instead. I'm going to throw my Demoralizing Banner down for Poisty, intervene to it, and charge with the Warlock, and try to Shockwave both of them to keep him off Poisty. At this point, the Warlock's pretty low. I see the Mage casting a Polymorph on me, but I'm going to decide to use my Global to hit the Warlock and score the kill. Next game, they just didn't really want to play, and that's fine. We're definitely a pretty resilient comp, so No worries. All right, these next two games are probably some of my favorite of the entire 2v2 conquest capping bonanza we did. This is up against two good players. This brain bread guy. He's about 2,300 plus in threes at the moment, so he's doing pretty good. And I'm interested to see how we measure up against him in twos. So I'm gonna charge this druid, get a focus sphere on him, hit the warrior a little bit, hit him in a shockwave, try to just nothing crazy, no cooldowns, just try to get some damage up on him. Poisty gets the druid in a full hex, and the warrior's gonna pop some cooldowns out of that. I'm gonna get stunned, but Poisty's gonna counter stun with his capacitor totem, so nice little start. Once this druid starts trying to hot up his warrior a little bit, I'm gonna switch to the druid. I wanna see how much damage he takes. And it takes quite a bit of damage, so definitely a viable swap target. He's gonna run away, so I'm gonna switch right back to the warrior. Now this is something that you wanna do against warrior resto druid, especially as warrior resto shaman, is because I think that our comp counters warrior druid quite well, just because Poisty can purge hots. We're immune to pretty much a lot of the CC they can do. Casted clones, Poisty can shear and ground. Any sort of fears that the warrior or the druid's gonna do to us, Poisty can Tremor Totem. So we've definitely got a big advantage on this against these guys, and I think it shows in the long run. But my favorite thing to do against this comp is switch and switch often. So I am gonna peel for Poisty. If I see the warrior trying to go too far away from his druid, definitely gonna follow him. The druid fakes my spell reflect with Cyclone, so I might get cloned here in a little bit. So I'm gonna try to run behind the pillar, LOS that Cyclone. The warrior trinkets my shockwave, and we get him in a root. So I'm actually gonna pop cooldowns on the warrior here. Puts him in a really bad spot. He's gonna shield wall, and the druid's gonna come back behind here to try to give him some heals. With the second half of my cooldowns, I'm gonna heroic leap behind the pillar, trying to get this druid, and I get him about half health with a heroic leap, mortal strike, heroic strike combo, which is very strong. Poisty pops his Stormlash totem for me, and we get the druid to go bear form and then tree form. So I'm sort of debating whether or not I want to continue to hit the druid at this point, but got plenty of damage on the druid. He's actually losing health to my damage, so feeling pretty good about this. Poisty's not taking really any heat, so I don't need to peel the warrior, so I might as well just keep hitting this druid. Poisty's got my heals, don't need to go defensive, really have nothing to worry about at this point because we've got a lot of pressure out. And if worst goes to worst, this druid gets away from me, I can just switch off of him and hit the warrior again. I get them both in a shockwave, continuing my pressure on the druid in tree form. He Displacer Beasts away, so I'm going to switch back to the warrior at this point, even just for a little bit. Alright, get the druid back on my focus target, and we're good to go. Stacking up some Taste for Blood on the warrior, even using my Colossus Smash on the warrior though, might as well hit him. Try to get him low, see if we can get some dots reapplied, especially if Poisty can CC. We overlap our roots there, not a big deal. The warrior pops out by the sword, so I'm going to go right back to the druid. Anytime they pop cooldowns, might as well switch to the other one because they have to switch hots and they have to switch cooldowns, and you're definitely going to wear them down. So Poisty gets the warrior in a beautiful capacitor stun, so I don't have to charge the warrior, so I can intervene to him, to Poisty, disarm the warrior out of the capacitor stun, and then he heroic leaps to try to get the Poisty, and I can charge his heroic leap. So this warrior is fully peeled from Poisty. I don't have to pop any cooldowns against his damage because Poisty can free heal me. He's gonna charge Poisty, which will make him overextend from his druid a little bit. His druid has to run into the middle of the map to try to get him some heals, so I'm gonna pull the warrior to a pillar, hopefully, get some damage up on him, make the druid really start to commit hots to his warrior. Once again, I'm gonna intervene the Poisty rather than charge, so I have a free charge. I can root the warrior and charge the druid if I needed to, but I try to reflect his clone. He fakes the reflect again. He tries to kill Poisty's grounding totem with a Moonfire, and he comes back behind the pillar with both of us. I have cooldowns. I'm going to fear the druid, continue pressure on the warrior. The warrior goes sword and board, charges Poisty. At this point, I'm going to charge both of them. Actually, I'm going to charge the druid. Might have caught the warrior in a blitz stun. Not sure. Popping cooldowns on the druid, though. The warrior is about half health. I'm going to heroic leap and catch this druid with a ton of burst. Heroic leap into an overpower, into a lucky mastery proc for about 20k. 20k mastery proc crit. So, lucky damage, but we were all over this team the entire time. So, pretty much what you want to do against these guys is switch often, and if you can, if this warrior decides to make switches to your healer, rather than charging him to peel, go ahead and intervene. It'll give your healer a 20% damage 20% damage reduction buff with your safeguard, and it'll let you save your charge for something else if you wanted to switch to their healer, conceivably. So I see the druid in stealth, so I'm gonna shockwave him, and I'm gonna pop cooldowns on this guy, which probably wasn't the best idea. He got kind of low, and I thought I might be able to global him in this heroic leap stun, or not heroic leap stun, but heroic leap damage, and I almost do. If that mortal strike would have crit, that guy would have been done, but it doesn't crit. So my little bit of a cute tactic doesn't quite score us a kill. So me and the warrior both have cooldowns popped at this point. I'm gonna shockwave the warrior, and I'm gonna disarm him close to the end of the shockwave. I probably could have waited a little bit longer, but it's all good. So the warrior shockwaved. He's charged. I'm going to intervene to Poisty to give him the safeguard buff, and he should be absolutely just fine. Gonna root the warrior, try to get him off Poisty, but he's able to stun Poisty well within melee range while rooted. So I'm just gonna switch to the druid. Poisty seems fine. The warrior's cooldowns are ending. He's got die by the sword up anyway, so I might as well deal some damage where I can deal it. I'm gonna get the druid in a shockwave stun. He has bark skin up, but I'm probably still gonna pour my 2-stack of heroic strike at him if I can. But he gets away, so I'm like, well, might as well heroic leap around the corner. He's tranking. I do want to use a stack on him, deal some nice damage to him. But right now, I'm a little bit out of gap closers, so I might have to hit the warrior if he is able to get away. And he is. So, right back to the warrior. Druid has to run away to heal himself. Warrior's, still taking some pretty good damage here. Like I'm saying, just deal damage where you can, especially against the Resto Druid. If they have to switch their hots around a lot, it's going to put, a lot of strain on, their healing. Plus, you have to remember, it's a player behind there, so if you're making them kind of freak out with having to heal different targets all the time, that's helpful too. So, trying to hit the warriors some more. I see that they're both up on the top of the tomb, so I'm going to shockwave them both. Out of that shockwave, I'm going to start hitting the druid again, spreading that pressure around. We get the druid in a hex, but I already switched to the druid, so might as well keep doing that. Warrior's going to get capacitor stunned up there. I'm going to pummel this regrowth right, kind of a weird angle, but pummel him and get the kill off of that. So switching well, CCing well, definitely all over these guys. Doing a great job, having a lot of fun with those games. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I really like doing these arena commentaries, and these are probably some of the better games that we had on US, but I can always do some commentary on the EU games that I did to cap out as well. So hope you guys enjoyed. Really enjoyed doing these commentaries for you. Hopefully they're entertaining, if not helpful. And thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.